regardless if you have to clean kennels, put in your education, then start your social media and show your work, right? And you're being honest. Now I'm looking for a client. Put it out there, because now you have an education. It's time for a job. Now, should you be charging out the roof? I mean, whatever. It's the market. People pay, whatever. I won't go into all that, but now you have an education. You're not going to do harm to dogs. Then you get on social media. Then you get your client. Then you show your work. Then you appeal to people. Then you build that portfolio. And then you start to do good work. You start to become successful. And you're not a revolving door. Everything's coming word of mouth. I don't need this ad and that ad. Like, of course, we have Google ads and all this stuff. I'm not saying that's bad. Google ads is the most beautiful thing on the face of the planet, for sure. But most of your stuff becomes word of mouth. Then you're getting returning clients because now they got that next dog. And now all of a sudden you're running your area. Now you're booked up for months. Hey, I can't get to you for 6 months. I can't get to you for 7 months. You're booked up. You're doing something pretty good. And then if you want to get back to the world, now tell me how to walk a dog on a leash. Now tell me how to teach my dog to recall. If you ain't done it, knock it off.
I 100% agree. And I'll say this, just for my YouTube channel, for years it was just, this is what I can do, done.
Yep.
Look, this is me walking a dog, done. This is me with a dog off leash doing recalls, done. There was no instructions, there was no nothing.
Portfolio.
It's just a portfolio, period, done. And then after a couple of years, like, it started to creep in a little bit. Hey, I got something to say. Let me say something about this. But
because now you've seen it.
You've done
it. You're building that portfolio, you're doing it, you're seeing all these talented trainers, and now you're like, why do we have all these tools?
Yes.
We only need this one.
Yes.
Why are we doing this stuff over here? We don't need it. Now you have something to say with experience behind it.
Yes.
The problem is everybody's got something to say.
Without experience.
Without the experience.
Or even worse, they're saying something that they just heard someone else say.
Oh, the worst.
And there's nothing worse than doing that. Like, I mean, if Diamond tells me something, it's one thing, because I know Diamond and he knows me and I know his experience. But if I just heard some random dude on the internet or YouTube say something, and then I went and parroted it back to you guys, that's not credible information. I haven't tested it. I haven't done it with dogs. It's quite frankly, it's fraudulent. It's dishonest.
Absolutely.
Or it's plagiarism. That's not my idea. I've seen people I know, like, they'll do like this big vlog post and people will be sharing it all over, and I'll be like, dude, you've trained 2 dogs. That is not something you came up with. In fact, I know the guy you got that from, because I was there when he said it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and people will do that. So there's so much of this kind of posturing that you see with social media where it's about the appearance. The other thing, my little pet peeve is this, and I'm sure you've seen this. So there's these trainers that are real big on social media, like YouTube or whatever. And they'll take like these dogs that really aren't that bad, like a little fear-reactive dog or whatever. They'll put a muzzle on it, and you almost got me.
Yeah. The dog didn't need a muzzle. What are you doing?
I know, and they manufacture all this nonsense around it, and they just hype. A for acting, right? And they know how to kind of amp the dog.
And then all right, I'm about to take off the. Took off the muzzle. And they're walking. The dog's like, "Thank you, I'm thirsty." What are you doing, right?
Hey, I'm more afraid of you than you are of me. Believe me.
Yeah. Thanks for taking that thing off my face, man.
And the amount of hype that they build around it, and it's like, okay, look, I fixed them, and it's like, hey, bro, I wasn't the problem.
Yeah, at all. Absolutely.
But that's always just been something. Like, it's funny. I always tell the guys, like, because I went through a period where I was like, okay, I need to make some videos of like aggressive dogs, befores and afters, whatever, right? I would say, okay, get Max out of the kennel. Oh, we corrected him yesterday for that. I'm like, what? I told you not to fix it until we got the video. You know how many times these guys did this to me? I said, don't fix it until we video it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, that's really what it is. It's not like this big hype train where it's like, oh, listen, there are some legitimate gangsters.
Yeah.
Most of you guys have not seen one on YouTube.
Very few. Very far between.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not for all that rigmarole.
No.
Where we put on the bite suit and he's, yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's nipping at me.
Oh,
yeah,
look.
they're the 1%ers of the world. A truly dominant dog they're the 1%ers.
And the dangerous dogs, a lot of the time, they're not dramatic. Like, you'll get them in, maybe they'll be fine. They won't really do anything dramatic. There's no big dramatic video.
Mm-hmm.
They pick their time and they pick their place, and 9 times out of 10, your camera is not on.
Mm-hmm.
And when he comes, he's coming with all the smoke.
Yeah.
He's ready, and he's coming to fight. And
and you're not getting that big show, because most of them they're correcting is they're fear reactive, or fix the fear, or it's a learned behavior that has overrode fear reaction, and now they're like coming forward, and they just need a correction to go, hey, we don't do that anymore. That's all it is.
Yes, sir.
But a truly dominant dog, like you said, they're not telling you about it.
No.
They're not showing you. And oh, by the way, that little old lady that's holding the leash ain't stopping her from getting to me, right? Like, it's not going to happen.
No.
They're going to yank anybody that's holding them down. They're coming at you. It's game over.
Yeah, it's just funny, you know. It's kind of like it's watching like somebody fight like children.
Yeah.
You know, like, look how tough I am. I beat that 7-year-old up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you're a real dog guy and you know what a gangster is.
Yeah.
You know, I know the general public watches and like, wow.
Yeah.
You know. All right.